Today I want to change topic. I'm not going to talk about finance and wealth and things like that. I'm going to talk about my journey in recovering from a very, very difficult to recover hip injury. Okay. Yeah. So, for some of you may know, I've actually described that I have a hip injury. The hip injury is somewhere here. I'll show you. Okay. Yep. Somewhere here, this part. So I have a hip injury, and it took me even a long time to figure out first how it happened and my painful journey of recovery. Most importantly, the very hilarious and unusual recovery eventually, how it happened. So let's watch on, shall we? So about 2 years ago, I first noticed that I have this hip injury here. It started to have a pain, and in fact, the pain was excruciating. And the more I walk a lot every day. I walk on average about maybe about 12 to 14 kilometers a day as part of my exercise regime. Some people run, some people do gym, some people do all sorts of stuff, but I actually walk a lot. Somewhere around 2 years ago, I suddenly have a hip injury, hip pain here. And I was wondering what caused it. Of course, more importantly, how to recover from it. But let's figure out what could cause it. And eventually, I found out what could cause it. So first of all, my weight was a phenomenal 90 kilogram, right? For some of you who don't know, Mr. Lu was a phenomenal 90 kilogram. And I could show you my video before and after. I'll see whether I can superimpose my video. So I was 90 kilogram, and now I'm this way, right? So that 90 kilogram went down after COVID because of intermittent fasting and a lot of walking and some low carbohydrate meal. And as a result, I managed to slim down from a 90 kilogram to a 74. And at one point in time, I was even 70 kilogram. So suddenly, Mr. Lu felt like I'm young again, right? And not just I could walk, but I could run. So I ran and ran and ran and ran. I'm very happy that I can run again. When I was young, I used to run a lot. At one point in time, when I was 20 over years old, I even ran a marathon, a full marathon. Never mind the timing was pretty bad, but I ran a full marathon. And since then, I do slow jogs and things like that. But ever since I have this huge, humongous 90 kilogram weight, I couldn't run. But guess what? I started running again when my weight went down from 90 to about 74, 70, 75 kilogram. And I could run like a wind. I started running about 4 times a week. And the rest of the days, I walk and walk. And I realized that I could do a lot of exercise right now. So I do push up. I do roughly about 40 push-ups a day. I do some leg raise, leg raise about maybe about 100 leg raise a day and things like that. And I try also exercise, planking, all sort of stuff and things like that. And one fine day, the pain suddenly appeared. And it was a terrible pain around my hip here. And the hip pain was such that you were walking pain as well. And I feel, what caused it, right? So I have all sorts of treatment, I have got steroid jabs into the place. I've got, they call it PRP, plasma-rich injection into the place. They extract out blood from me and then spin it in a centrifugal force, pull out the plasma and inject in the place to assist the healing. I went for massages, I went for TCM, I went for all sorts of stuff. The pain maybe went down from a degree of, let's say, 9, okay, went down to 7. Right? It just refused to go down. Firstly, I couldn't run anymore. I continued to walk, but the pain was there. I just bear with it and things like that. It's very difficult for me to stop walking and things like that. Then there was some physio, they were very kind, and some of our audience was very kind. They let me know that they are physio and how they recover and things like that. And I was referred to also by a pastor whose wife was a physio, and I went to see her as well. All this helped a bit, but it never fully recovered. I stuck at maybe from a degree of 1 to 10, about 5, right? And all the exercises didn't really quite fully recover it. And I was recommended by a very good, very, very kind audience of 165, and he recommended me to a good physio in Singapore. And I did some special exercises that dropped the pain from 5 to 4 or 3, and it's stagnate there, right? So I kind of like, I think my destiny and my life will be stuck at this pain. So my leg cannot cross. My leg cannot cross. And if I walk for long, so above 12 kilometers, the pain will start to come in increasing intensity. So I destined that my life will be with this pain forever. And there were two very unusual incidents that happened to my life that changed the course of it. The first thing is that I was in Romania for a conference, business conference, right? Never mind what the conference was, but in that conference, there were all sorts of people, all right, from Romania, from Eastern Europe. And one of them, right? I mean, they are business people, there were business people, there were professional CEOs and all this, right? All highlighting the power of social media and all sorts of stuff. I met one very unusual person. One very unusual person. He is a physiotherapist. And his physiotherapist kung fu is a little bit different. So he's an Ang Mo, okay, he's Ang Mo, but his skills is Western plus Eastern. He's some, some Shaolin, expert, and also learn a Western medicine as well. He combines both together. And I was having a dinner with him, So I was having a conference. I like too many people. I just sat there. I said, can I have dinner with you? We all shared table. And then he described himself as a physiotherapist. Now, of course, I jumped on it. I said, I got this hip pain here, okay, for a long time, and described the pain and things like that. And you know what he said? Can I come and see you? Can I come and see you tonight and see how your situation is? So I was like, you don't want to invite people into your hotel room, right? So luckily I got a colleague with me. So both of us stayed there, and he came, and guess what? He treated me for 2 hours, okay? And after, massaging, touching and things like that, he said that your bone has misaligned. Your hip bone, let's say hip bone has misaligned, okay? You probably have done something to cause it to misalign, an impact or some pressure or something. You've done something. Keep thinking, right? So I think. I couldn't figure out what. Then I said, oh, I remember now. 2 years ago, someone introduced me to the world of planking. You know what planking is? For those of you who don't know what planking is, it's like you're in a push-up position, and then you hold there for 30 seconds, 1 minute, 2 minutes or so. So then I was deciding that no pain, no gain, right? Every time I do a planking, I started with 30 seconds, then 1 minute, then 2 minutes. I don't know how much I did, but one fine day I stopped planking when the hip injury came. Then I came to realize that it was the planking that caused my hip to misalign. Everybody thought that planking, strengthen your arms muscles, but planking, because your body. So let's say these are your arms, and your body is kept in a straight position, but all the joints and bones are supporting your body, So that was then my hip like that. Okay, I may be exaggerating. Okay, and it really then struck me that the pain when I push myself in my planking position. I was like, it was my planking that caused my hip injury. So the guy said, okay, I'll try to help you recover it, but first we must pull it out so that it can go back again. I spent 1.5 hours pushing, pulling my leg. He used his leg and pull my hip. At one point in time, I felt that my joints are like gonna tear, I was like, now want to kill me, is it? Right? That kind of thing, right? After he pulled, he said, Mr. Lu, it's very difficult. I tried very hard. Unfortunately, if you are under my care, I'm confident in 3 or 4 sessions, I will be able to get it aligned. But unfortunately, not in one session. And I was there only for a few days. I can't see him again. and it's insanity to fly all the way to Romania just to get treated by him, right? So I was like, oh goodness gracious, right? How am I gonna get this thing? How am I gonna get this thing recovered, right? So I went for massages and things like that. You know, it didn't really heal, and he recommended me some exercise to strengthen. Okay, so strengthen my hip and things like that. And he says that whenever you come back to Romania, please come and see me. But guess what? I didn't have a chance to go and see him. So this pain went on and on, and I just destined in my life is going to be like that. Then one fine day, and I'm not recommending you to any of these doctors. Not recommending you, okay? In fact, I won't even tell you where this doctor is because I'm not even sure they are legal, okay? One fine day, I have a relative who got some injury, and she told me that how she got recovered was through this very unusual doctor in Johor Bahru. Now, some of you might say, Mr. Lu is pushing Johor Bahru. I'm not. In fact, I'm not going to tell you where this doctor is because I think I'm not even sure where is he legal. Okay, so he said this doctor, this TCM doctor, okay, which you know, it's so busy from morning till night, yeah, that but his recovery of these injuries and all this are amazing, amazing, right? He has got weird way of treatment, but she has helped her recover, you know, help her recover her shoulder, okay, you know, and things like that. So I'm thinking, no harm seeing, right? So I said, can you make an appointment? Right? She tried to call, and things like that. She said, the earliest you can see him is at 1 a.m. I was like, serious? 1 a.m.? 1 a.m. he's still receiving customers. He said, yeah, that's the only time slot available. So I was like, okay lah. So guess what? He said, don't be surprised when you see him. He said, why? I'm not going to tell you. Don't be surprised, okay? And don't be surprised when he administered treatment on you, but don't worry, the whole of I don't know, I think Johor Jaya knows him and things like that. He's very, very famous. I was like skeptical, but I knew from Johor Jaya to Austin Heights is only 8 minutes or something like that. So I just go down and see him. So one fine day, I just that evening, I just that night, not evening, early morning, I drive to his place, and it's in some secluded you know, terrace houses and things like that. Looks a bit unusual place, so I ding dong, you know, the kind of place, dark. I say, I think I come to the right place. If not, because it's my relative, I wouldn't even trust that it's there, right? A young man came, no? Young man came out, I don't know, like in his 20s or something. Does he look like 20? What's his actual age? Okay. He's like 20 years old. He came out and opened the door. I said, 我是来这里看医生的，这里头。他说进来进来。我说医生在哪里啊？So I expected someone old and you know, this guy looked 20 years old, serious not. He said, 就是我啦。I was like, serious? He said, it's me. I was like, you? 20 over years old? To hell, I'm gonna trust my hip to you. Then he said, I look young, but I'm not young. I'm 40 over years old already. I said, you serious? Yeah. So I was like, then I went inside, you know, his house is the place where he treats people. And then he has got certificate. Then I realized that many years ago, like 15 or 20 years ago, 15, I think 15 years ago or so, he was treated, he was trained in China. This place called Heilongjiang, right? Yeah, Heilongjiang, which is the northern part of China. So he studied PCM there, and I was very skeptical, right? But there's a certificate. He's got his degree. He's got photo of his degree and things like that. So I was like, this guy really not. So and then I described I got hip problem. This that. You know what he did? Okay, lie down. Then I said. Then he said, I first have to. You'll be shocked, but I first have to tear this thing apart first, and then put it back. Then you can heal. I was like, seriously? What tear? Not again like the Romanian guy who tried to rip my thing apart. But something interesting. Both the Romanian physiotherapist and this Chinese TCM said the same thing. I didn't tell the TCM that my bone went disaligned. He could say, your bone has been disaligned. And both of them said you got to fit it back. And the only way to fit it back is to rip it apart first. Both of them said the same thing. The Romanian physiotherapist failed. But this time around, I got this TCM, right? He said, don't worry, not a very difficult thing to do. I was like, serious? I said, you must get ready. So I lie down on my face down, lie down. This is where the amazing thing happened. You know what he did? What did he do? He placed, yeah, my wife must describe to you what he did, okay?
So Lou was lying down. My goodness, my hair, balik. So Lou was lying down, and then what happened was that he came in with a big hammer, okay, a sledgehammer, big one, okay, really this kind of size, okay, the head, okay, and then right, he put like a towel, you fold it into like small piece like that, and then he has a cylinder like that, a very short cylinder. Wooden cylinder on top, okay. So what he put is that he put it on his back, okay. Let's say this is the back, okay. He put it there,
Yeah.
You put it on the towel, right? You put it here, and then the small little cylinder, right? You put it on top. Okay. Then he used the sledgehammer and bam, and things like that. Okay. And they did that many times.
Many times, right? I feel many times.
Many times, yeah. It sounds very scary, okay, but I think he's actually quite safe. Yeah.
Cushion, yeah.
Super cushion.
And he went all over, right?
Yes.
Is it just in one spot?
No, many spots. Okay, he went through like I can't remember like all over the back.
The back, yeah.
All over the back. Yes.
Okay, thank you. So my wife saw the whole process. I was facing down, so I cannot see. So I face down. He go bam, 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 bam. Next minute, the TCM was like shaking my right leg, right leg. Suddenly, I hear a crack sound, no? I say, see, my leg is broken. He said, oh, 有没有听到? Do you hear it? I was like, yes. Then guess what? Okay. Then after that, okay, you're done. Done. Then you know, those koyo, it's really those ugly olden time koyo. It's one big black patch of medicine here, and then with a plaster patch on my hip here. He said, no serious exercise for the next 2 months. I was like, I walk 12 kilometers a day. If not, I'm going to grow fat. He said, you want your hip or you want your recovery? I was like, very difficult. So anyway, I was still skeptical, are you sure, But the next few days, I crossed my leg. There were no pain. Okay, so I could, I could cross my leg right now. Okay, and it's pretty okay right now. I'm crossing my leg. I know you can see I'm crossing my leg right now. Okay, in the past I couldn't even cross my leg. So still skeptical. It's that kind of thing, right? Are you sure this kind of thing, this doctor real or not? No, the kind of thing. So then I couldn't exercise for 1 week because the doctor says so, but I cannot tahan not exercise. So after 1 week, I said, to hell, I don't even think this guy is real, because I can still feel some tension and some pain here and there. I was like, I don't care, go slow walking. So I cut down from 12 kilometers to maybe 8, 9, 10 kilometers a day, and very slow walking, okay? And so on, right? Guess what? 2 months plus have passed. The pain has dropped from a degree of, 3 to 5 to now 1. Okay, I still feel a lot of tension. It doesn't feel like bone anymore. It's like the muscles have been tense for a long time. They need some stretching. Okay, but other than that, I can cross my leg right now. I can exercise. I can walk as I try not to walk too much now, given that I a bit scared that they come back again. I stop at maybe about 15,000 steps, or about 11, 12 kilometers or so. But it's a very unusual recovery, right? Very unusual recovery. So fingers crossed. I felt that this is a very unusual story of a TCM. I'm not gonna let y'all know where the TCM is. Some of y'all can go and Google it. It's in Johor Jaya, because I'm not even sure whether he's licensed or not. But the fact is that he helped me recover amazing and miraculously. I'm still skeptical. But I kid you not, I've seen so many physio, so many doctors, X-ray, MRI, bone doctor, everyone. no one could solve this problem. No one could solve this problem. So what do you think? Right? This story of mine, right? So most important thing in life is number one, don't don't think that you are old already, just because you feel like Superman, you can do young people thing, okay? You cannot. That's the first thing, right? So because of overdoing planking that cost me this 2 years of my hip life was gone. Yeah, 2 years, right? Fortunately, I kind of recover from it right now. And the second thing is, sometimes you just gotta try all sorts of ways to help you recover, and I was just lucky. Yeah. Anyway, this casual video for a Sunday. I thought just to share everybody. If you find interesting, remember give a like and hit subscribe, and I'll see you in a day or two. Okay, bye bye.